afternoon, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, athletes and coaches, and students and teachers. Welcome to the third Global SciTech Youth Forum brought to you by Why Not Foundation. I'm your MC for the day. I'm the founder of Harvest Sky Sports Management and Education Company. I also sit on the board of Hong Kong Paralympics Committee and also is a committee member of Sports Federation and Olympic Committee. So how does science or technology help enhance one's sports performance? Well, as a late blooming triathlete, I always wonder whether a high-tech tri-bike or aerodynamics helmet can really enhance my performance versus just an old rusty road bike that I have. And as an avid golfer, I'm wondering if the latest high-tech, state-of-the-art golf clubs can really lengthen my golf shots by 20 yards. And as a competitive runner, I wonder if the latest lightweight running shoes with a carbon plate can help me achieve my personal best time at my upcoming Guangzhou Daikyu Half Marathon. Well, I'm sure you agree with me that the answer to my three questions is a definite yes. Right? And of course, innovation and technology can definitely enhance one's sport performance, but also training, and also coaching, and also sports evaluation, and the trendy esports. So today's third Global SciTech Youth Forum is an inspiring event that unites business leaders from the innovation and technology sectors, young innovators, Olympic athletes, and Paralympic athletes, all emphasizing the principles of SPORT. S meaning synergies, O stands for possibilities and performances, O for opportunities, resilience for R, and T for technology. This year's focus is on sports technology and emerging IT trends to inspire young minds to adopt a competitive and resilient spirit necessary for advancing technology in sports and society at large. Building on the success of two previous forums co-organized by Hong Kong University of Science and Technology in 2022 and 2023, this year's forum continues to foster innovation by engaging prominent figures from the IT industries and sports sectors in meaningful dialogues about the visions and future development of sports tech. 是次嘅論壇可以順利舉行，係有賴各界有心人士同埋機構嘅重量級支持。等我哋可以用最熱烈嘅掌聲，今次多謝現場一眾嘅主禮嘉賓啦 ，Why Not 嘅顧問委員、支持機構、各校嘅師生，同埋在座都有好多係運動員、專業同埋業餘嘅運動員同埋教練。今日係抽空嚟臨 ，Let's give everyone a big round of applause。多謝。And we are, of course, very honored to have a distinguished assembly of leaders from the government and business sectors, innovators from the research and development communities, young entrepreneurs, Olympic and Paralympic athletes, elite and amateur athletes, and coaches among our audience. Together, we will explore the latest trends, challenges, and opportunities in sports tech, while emphasizing the importance of allocating resources in support of the continued research and development of this vital field. To kick off today's important forum, I'd like to invite the founder and chairman of WILOT, Mr. Andy Fei-Chian, to kindly come on stage to deliver your welcoming remarks. Mr. Fei, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and distinguished participants, good afternoon. Welcome to the third Global SciTech Youth Forum, a center of innovation and gathering of minds that are going to shape the futures. It's my great honor to open this forum and set the stage for the enlightening discussions and collaborations that will take place for the following hours. 3 years ago, why not initiate a journey to bridge the gap between science, technology, and the leader of tomorrow? Today, I'm proud to say with your support, we make remarkable advancement. We stand at the threshold of a new era, where technology is not just a tool. It is also catalyst for transformation. With the theme of SPORT Infinity, we will further explore the synergies, possibilities, opportunities, resilience, and technology that can elevate sport and also highlight our society. In line with China's vision of high-quality development in the sport industry, and Hong Kong's focus on becoming an international INT hub, we are at the forefront of a transformative era. The integration of sport and technology isn't just changing how athletes train and perform. It's refreshing industry and opening new frontier for innovation. It's crucial to remember that in the world of science and technology, as in sport, it's not just about winning. It's about pushing boundaries, learning from failures, and constantly striving for improvement. This mindset is what drives progress and breakthrough. Finally, I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to our co-organizer, HKUST, and all the supporting organizations whose contributions have made this forum possible. Together, we create a platform that connects innovators across fields, fostering meaningful discussion and collaborations in sport and technologies. Thank you all for being part of this exciting journey. Why Not Spirit is about turning possibility into reality and empowering young minds to shape the future. Together, let's make it happen. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fei. Thank you for your inspiring words. Kindly be seated. And now let's take a look at the video of Why Not Foundation. Today, we're excited to officially launch the MIH Sports Tech Pioneer Program as part of the third Global Tech Youth Forum. MIH, as Mr. Fei said earlier, stands for Make It Happen. This program is designed to transform the integration of revolutionized sports and technology by fostering collaborations across industries and the academia, enhancing athletic performances, and promoting well-being. The program also features initiatives like the Frontier Research Funding, scholarships, and an annual charity event, which is a charity golf tournament, aimed at fostering networking opportunities and meaningful dialogues. The program also aims to empower athletes and stimulate innovation in sports, science, supporting growth and mentorship for emerging sports tech startups. This marks a key milestone in YLOT's commitment to fostering innovation and collaboration across sports and technology sectors as we move towards 2025. Now I'd like to invite all our distinguished guests to come on stage to join us for the official launch ceremony. First, I'd like to invite Ms. Andy Fay to come on stage again, and all our distinguished guests, one by one. 首先有合辦機構香港科技大學首席副校長、計算機科學同埋工程學系講座教授、英國皇家工程院院士郭毅可教授 Professor Guo Nika，FIMG MAE。全國政協委員、香港特別行政區立法會議員、自由黨主席邵家輝議員。國人大代表、中國香港體育協會暨奧林匹克委員會、香港運動員就業及教育服務委員會委員、亞洲非洲協會香港區仲裁中心主任陳曉峰先生 Mr. Nick Chan，DBS MHJP。全國人大代表、天津市政協常委冼漢迪先生 MH，Mr. Hendrickson， 香港特別行政區立法會議員同埋中華人民共和國第11、12、13屆全國人民代表大會香港區代表田北辰先生 Mr. Michael T，DBSJP。香港體育學院精英訓練科技總監蘇志雄博士 Dr. Raymond So， 香港特別行政區政府引進重點企業辦公室執行總裁彭文俊先生 Mr. Brian Pang， 香港特別行政區政府投資推廣處高級副總裁何志峰先生 Mr. Stanley Ho， 中國香港電訊總會創會會長、香港數碼港管理有限公司嘅董事天旭科技投資集團聯合創辦人楊全成教授 Mr. Eric Yang JP，and YLOT Foundation 聯合前採人兼行政總裁數碼港數碼轉型支援先導計劃顧問同埋評委員黃靜嫻女士 Miss Elaine Wong。最後請我哋咁多位今日嘅運動員一齊上台。有請2020年東京奧運乒乓球女子團體賽銅牌得獎者蘇慧音女士 Miss Winnie Sue MH， 前香港殘奧會運動員5屆殘奧會12面獎牌得獎，亦都係共26面嘅國際金牌得獎者蘇華偉先生 Mr. 蘇華偉 MH，DBS。2024年巴黎殘奧會硬地滾球女子個人 BC3 項目同埋混合雙人 BC3 項目金牌得主何婉琪女士 Miss 何婉琪，同埋香港特別行政區2屆嘅游泳選手、奧運選手譚海琳女士 Miss Karen Tam。Once again, thank you to all our officiating guests, and may I invite the guests in the middle to kindly place your hands on the MIH installation, symbolizing that by joining professions, resources, and efforts from the government and various stakeholders in the community, we can truly enlighten our young generation on the development in sports and technology. Okay, are you ready? All right, after the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's press the installation. Congratulations. Congrats to the official launch of the 3rd Global SciTech Youth Forum Sport Infinity and also the MIH Sports Tech Pioneer Program. Now may I invite all our guests to smile for a group photo, please. Okay, can I have you do a V finger sign? Actually, the V is extended Y, which stands for YLOT's Y. Another group photo. Thank you to each and every one of our officiating guests for helping make these 2 initiatives a great success. May I invite you to slowly proceed down to your seats, and we'll have our photographer come on stage for a group photo from the stage. Thank you. Thank you once again, our officiating guests. Let's capture this wonderful moment together, celebrating the successful launch of the MIH Sports Tech Pioneer Program and the inspiring collaborations forged today. Once we have all the guests seated, let's have our photographer take a group photo from the stage.多謝咁多位嘉賓今日見證到運動科技正以驚人嘅速度發展，徹底改變咗競技體育嘅面貌，從而提升我哋運動員表現同埋促進大眾嘅健康。佢影響力可以話係好大嘅。而 YLO Foundation 一直秉持住 MIH Make It Happen 嘅精神，前瞻性嘅思維，支持青年人發展。而今次洞察運動同埋科技 crossover 發展，對人類未來係有重大意義。Can all our guests move towards the middle section? We'll have a nice group photo for everyone. All our students and teachers, athletes and coaches, and guests from different sectors. Thank you. OK， 大家望住我哋台上嘅攝影師。OK， 仲有一行。OK， 大家舉起一個 V 嘅手勢。代表 Y 字 ，Y for YLO Foundation。Okay, give us a big smile。好，再俾一個 M 字嘅手勢，代表 MIH。兩個倒 V 黐住啊！M for MIH. Use your creativity. Okay, make it happen. Thank you. Once again, thank you. And congratulations to the launch of the 3rd Global SciTech Youth Forum, Sport Infinity. Thank you. Today, we have 3 distinguished keynote speakers who will share with us their perspectives towards sport tech and also the various AI solutions for sports development. 我哋今日特別邀請到喺創科同埋運動界嘅特別專業人士為我哋做運動科技嘅主題演講。我哋第一位嘅主題演講嘉賓係香港科技大學首席副校長、英國皇家工程院院士郭可毅教授。郭教授係國際知名嘅人工智能領域嘅專家。佢開創性嘅研究，大大推動咗人工智能喺眾多領域嘅廣泛應用。我哋今日郭教授將會話嚟分享嘅主題名為 Transforming the Future AI for Sport， 探討 AI 如何可以改變體育未來嘅見解。Let us welcome Dr. 郭怡可 FRENG MAE, who will share with us Transforming the Future AI for Sport. Dr. Guo, thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to have a chance to speak about some of work on AI for sport. And I cannot claim myself as an expert on this. I'm an AI guy, but I don't do any sport. So, but I was be asked to give this subject. But also, very importantly, educators team do have research on sport science. We even have a sport science institute. So as a provost, I certainly would like to say something about, although I'm not doing too much sport, but I do motions. So sport is all about motion. It's motion with purpose. So my subject is the motion and the AI. Slides was written in English. I saw it will be Chinese, like translate to Chinese. But now I realized I have to speak English. So anyway, you have both. And first of all, we all know sport is a part of the arts. Okay, so it's perform art, and also is very unique to human being. I don't think any animal does sport, any animal do arts. They run, but it's not called sport, right? And sport with a purpose. So it's a very unique to the human being. And also, it's one of the big challenge to the machine. So here is the pictures. Here is an illustration made by the World Economic Forum. Basically, tell you and the challenge to the AI. So all the subjects below this red line is the subject that we consider to be easy and largely be solved. All the subjects above the red line is something machine feel hard to do. Machine is very hard to do science. But now we actually made a great progress. That's why Nobel Prize this time, there are 2 prizes rewarded to the AI people. One is the physics, another is the chemistry. So that means we are already in the way to conquer this subject. And then our second one is the fiction writing. We made progress. We can use ChatGPT to write something. Not fiction yet, but close. And we can do the invention, but now more and more we're to the hard bit, politics, and finally arts. I think including sport. So this is a good subject. And we all know the biggest AI development, the AI advancement, is so-called the large language model. Basically, machine can talk. And the machine have the language, have the ability to communicate with human being. But the machine can talk means a lot. Means machine can think, machine can understand. Right? So therefore, from the very bottom level, the machine do have the language abilities and it can talk in the form of the language. And gradually they can understand the vision, they can understand the pictures, they can understand movies, they can generate the pictures, they can generate movie and sound. And then I move further down, it's called the embodiment, the actions, the movement, right? And it has to take action to impact to the environment, to make a change. So this kind of the ability, right, to make a change to the environment, which is called embodiment or embodied intelligence, is something very close to this forum. So basically, machine can help to the art and activity work, which is sport. And finally, of course, now you really have a sort of a machine-human symbiotic society work together and will have an impact the future. Now let's come to actually the motion. Right? I didn't use the word sport. I used the word motion, movement. It could be dancing, and could be, the sports, all things. But it's really about the force, the power, and the beauty. And that the human movement is largely, right, controlled by our brain and our muscle systems. And also, this is actually reflecting the human activity in both the time dimension, also in the space dimension. And express our feelings, express our powers, and express our limitations of our human ability. So as you can see here, right? And now we have the mechanism to record all the motions. Either use IMU sensor, which is recording, for example, accelerations, angles, all this movement. You can use, right, so-called deep camera, which can actually, through measuring the distance between the camera and also the human, you can get 3D information, and then you can recover the motion recording. And you can also use this multi visions, actually the RGB, which also called MDU. And this also recording the movement by taking the pictures from different angles. And this was I bought while I was in Baptist University as the VPRD. And this is probably one of the biggest camera studios. There's a lot of cameras, 108 cameras, actually can recording the time of flight, basically the human movement in a full dimension. So this is all the technologies recording the data. But with those data, now you can build a large models. It's not a language model, but it's a large motion model, right? So this is extremely useful for that, right? And what does model do? This model taking all those movement data, like what I'm doing now, and then can generate the trajectory in a 3D space, right? And they also can recording the response. You can give, for example, you give a push, or you give a certain kind of stimulation, how the human body will change, right? I mean, you can also give a language instruction, how this, the motion can be made in 3D space. So you can imagine it's extremely useful in movies, in the so-called virtual reality, in the perform arts, also in the sport arts. I can clearly see that. But they generate not language, but the motion. For example, dance, for example, the sport movement, either play golf, right, or fencing, or everything. But you have to make sure all the generation of the motion will fit the physical law, right? And then also need to make sure that all the movement have the aesthetic meanings, and have the beauty. So this is all the thing. It's a generation language, but it's not a language, it's a language of the movement, not a language of the words.
This is for comparison. Thank you for watching.
So this is the very simple and the first level work on the motion data collections and the generation. Over there, you collect the data, bottom line, and you create the motions, which very much mimic what you actually collected, right? This is our systems in the last row. Okay. And then what we do with all this, okay? With all this, we started to generate the motions. The input of this one is actually maybe a word. For example, I ask you to dance happily, or I ask you to fence actually aggressively, or so on. So this is instruction. And then in the machine, you have all these motion pictures, which along with this language. You need what is dance means. You understand, right? And what the fencing means. And also have another sort of instructions, or the style data, which is style. For example, you can dance happily, you can dance miserably, slowly, fast. All this one called style. And then you have movement orientations. Move forward and backwards, and which 3D dimension. Put all this into it, it will generate so-called the kinematic conceptual space, which basically is a style orientation and a context line to create encoding or create a code for the movement. And then you generate it through the decoding systems, and motion come out. Right? So this is what you can see is generation. Okay, So if you can see the work, okay, there's three motion here, right? You can work, proudly. You can walk like a kid, and right, and right, all different way of walking, right? You can walk somehow, proudly, and in the more sexy ways, or in a more, arrogant way, up to you. And you can give certain kind of, you can even move the piston and that's all generated. So this is what you do as a motion language model, okay? And afterwards, you can even down furtherward, you can mix it with music, you can mix it with videos, you can mix it with text also on, and you start to generate a very complicated versions. And you can even put it into a digital twin, and then you can make them really dance. Okay? So this is called a controllable generation. I want to generate according to my instructions. Right? So this is all doable now. And also, this is what the area I know a little bit more. I don't know sport, but I really like art. So I actually, on the motion side, I actually quite like dance. This is choreography, right? Basically, you can actually use certain kind of language to describe in the detailed way about all the motions. We can do this one for any sport. This is for dance. And the standard movement, left and right, and also the directions, and also the body position. And you can really make sure all this dance movement can be presented in such a code. And this kind of code can easily map to the machine language. And as you can see here, so this is the captured sequence. This is the correspondent lava notation, the code. This is what you capture, right? Through the camera.
Oh, got it.
Right? And then you can really do all the analysis by combination. Machine can combine all this kind of the notions, generate the dancing. No, this is the right Tian'ebu. Right? And you can see the complexities of all the movement. And this is much easier. The Chinese dance, which is Chunjiang Huayue, you can see. And much simpler. Right? And then if all this one be coded, you put in the machine can create the machine-made choreographies and then design the dance. You can think about it, it can do exactly the same thing for sport. So this is how machine generated dancing. Oh, it should have a music. It's not here. The music is beautiful, right? I think they dance with the music. Anyway, okay? Now you can see, if I have all this dancing code, I can assign to a picture, make every picture dance. So I can see how I dance. So here are my pictures, and this is the motion, and I can put in the picture and make me dance. Right? And then I can also dance in a more. I can dance multiple characters. So this machine generated code assigned to the human, digital twin. Alright? So this all the works, okay? This is all down for machine-generated arts, machine-generated motions. We can do everything. But also the more advanced research, what I think is very, very central to the sport, is the human's body model. So this is a really interesting work. Basically, we can modeling the muscle systems of the whole humans, linked one with our neural system in the brain. to understand how there's much more to do with sport, right? How we can actually generate the good performance, right? So this is something which is very advanced research called embodiment or embodied intelligence and the self-modeling. And you can see, right, when people move, we could record it, and then we record two things. One is the mental, in the mental space, right, how neural works, and then in the bottom level, and how the muscle system works. And this is dynamic data. And this data will be put into the machine for understanding and for training. It will create a different human performance through the understanding of the muscle behavior. Right? So this will be really can applied very much to studying the dynamic systems and its coordination work. Right? For example, this is how you grab bottles and what is the machine or the muscle actually behave, and all the muscle signals and were linked to the brain. Oh, sorry. No, this way. Right? So one thing I'm very interested in is football. For very simple reason. China plays so badly. So I want to understand what happens to them. Right? So it's actually a very interesting research. I seriously want to do that. I want to see the muscle system, how it works. Why it's so bad? So actually, and how to improve. Right? So this is the real, quite an interesting work. And what you're doing here now is like I did before, generation systems. But these days, I will generate two things. I will generate the balance from your brain signals as well as the muscle dynamics. And from recorded all the whole body movement and estimate its muscle activities, muscle signals, and create the whole digital muscle systems for a human aging. So this is a very difficult job. As an ongoing work, we haven't done too much yet, but I think this is with a very noble goal, right? To make a Chinese football team a bit hopeful. So as you can clearly see, right, this is how you score, and this is how the different muscle systems move, and why they always score wrongly, and which muscle get wrong. So we can pretty much understand and work on it. So AI do very useful for our sports science. Okay, so because of this kind of work, we in the HKUST, we set up a particular division called arts and machine creativity. And this arts also including the sport. So we want to really use AI technology to understand a very important part of humanity, which is art and sport. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Guo. We certainly learned a lot about muscle motion, level notation, and the collaboration between arts and sports. Our next keynote speaker will share with us the AI-backed solutions in resolving disputes in the sports industry. 我哋下一位嘅主題演講嘉賓係全國人大代表、中國香港體育協會暨奧林匹克委員會、香港運動員就業及教育委員會會員、亞洲非洲法律協會香港區域仲裁中心嘅主任陳曉峰先生。Let us welcome Mr. Nick Chan, PBSMH JP, who will share with us growing the sports industry in the region with dispute resolution talents and AI-backed solutions. Thank you, Nick.
Esther, thank you so much. Thank you, indeed. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone. My name is Nick Chan. I am a lawyer with a computer science background. I studied AI and learned a lot here today from Professor Guo, as always. And thank you why not for having me. So, let's see. And I also took the opportunity to learn from Minnie just now. So I think in some ways, I mean, the topic of growing the sports industry in the region with dispute resolution, talents, and AI-backed solution, it's much about market. One of my role is I head up the government's Innovation Technology Venture Fund, a $2 billion fund investing in technology, investing in the future. So we will have to look at markets. By 2028, some estimates put that the sports industry will be worth, how much do you think it will be worth, 2028? In US dollars, 680 billion. So it's quite wide. You know, it's more than, I mean, there are certain things that we can't attribute an amount to, such as selection. You know, you don't want to miss the Olympics or Asian Games, but those things are time sensitive. You want to resolve that quickly. We have a representative from the Kowloon City, football club association. Yeah, Dave. I mean, there you would realize. I mean, he would know more than most of us. But if you have 2 yellow cards this week, on Sunday next week you want to play a game, you need to resolve that quickly. So what I want to say is for sports disputes resolution, it has to be cost-effective, timely, and fair, right? And there are rules of engagement. I learned from Minnie today that the table tennis ball over time has gone bigger. I think a lot of you know. I think it's to make it a more level playing field, so that the non-Chinese can also do quite well. But it's more fun to watch in some ways. So how do you resolve disputes? What kind of disputes are there? And we have to find the right innovation technology to solve it. But the first is, how big is the market? What is the rules? What are the rules of engagement locally, regionally, and internationally? So with that in mind, we have done a few things. First of all, the Chief Executive in paragraph 74 of his policy address announced on October 16th, made it clear Hong Kong is going to make the play as the place, the hub for sports disputes resolution. Not to be boastful, but a day before the policy address, I got a call from his office saying, "Nick, this is one of the things you proposed. We adopted. Well done. Go ahead and promote it." So I'm doing my job now. Promote it. So today we have people from the sports industry, technology industry, and investment industry and beyond industry as well. Right? How do we put this all together? So what we've done also with Vice President of the SF and OC, Kenny Fogg. We both served as NPC, National People's Congress members, 2 years ago, and basically every year in the last 3 years, we've been proposing to the central government, look, we appreciate the central plan is that by next year, we need to increase the level of participation in sports. People who regularly do sports, we have to go up by 1%. What is 1% of 1.4 billion people? That's a lot of people. That alone is a huge market. Just like if you look at our economic target for GDP growth, 5%. Is that a lot? Compared to 8% in the past, not a lot, but 5% is already the size of a financial center like country like Switzerland. So 1%. That brings with it a lot of business opportunities, and for our sports people as well. So I would say I would invite our members from the sports industry and beyond, lawyers, professional dispute resolvers, law tech companies from Cyberport. We can all participate in this $680 billion market, and he is of course we're proud of our athletes, and we all are. And what more can we do? So deploying sports in it, deploying technology in development of sports, studying motions, and so paragraph 74, what we're doing now is, if you look at the $680 billion market, we need to find the rules and solve it. Today, you heard about CAS, Court for Arbitration of Sports in Switzerland. And you probably heard how unfair it would be. If our swimmers still here, I will mention that. But they've not been that neutral. And plus, being involved in sports myself, not in the same way as Esther running triathlons, but it is not easy, and it is. We rather, I mean, a lot of good people, like Michael, you contribute a lot of money into sports because you want to help. But do you really want to? I shouldn't say waste money on lawyers, but it is something we should be careful of and think about. So if we get a cost-effective dispute resolution way of doing things, we should. And the very messy saga, you kind of so Hoijie as well, right? You might have been burned from this. I certainly did. I took my mentee there. He's very upset. Didn't get to see Messi play. Could you have resolved that? Short answer is yes. You could resolve it faster, better. If we do more things up front, which is if you all appreciate the power of mediation and arbitration, then we're inviting athletes to learn to be an arbitrator and a mediator. But starts with sports mediation. Resolve the dispute quickly, cheaply, and with your knowledge of the sports industry, and now physics and AI, for example, then you really could make a difference in this $680 billion market. It's just like doing other business where if you get burned, you don't do it anymore. So, trade, investment, that is the bloodline of international economies. So we have to find ways to resolve it. What we've done is that the government, thanks to electrical friends who are here just now, the government have put 150 million Hong Kong dollars into developing law tech, and there's a place in Cyberport, and so EBRAM have this, and we set up our own online dispute resolution platform. That's based on some discussion at the APEC level. There's a conscious understanding that in economics, for example, in international trade, today, roughly 3% of companies are big companies. 97% in Hong Kong, 98% of Hong Kong companies are considered SMEs, small, medium enterprises. So if 97% does only 35% trade, the 3% or 2% does a 65% trade, what is the issue? So a study found the issue is people could resolve disputes quickly, conveniently. So use AI. The use of AI allow us to understand case laws, especially in common law jurisdictions. You ask a lawyer, what do you think of this case? What is the answer? It depends. Well, I mean, I do better than that. I hope that Eric agrees. But you say no, yes, if not, how we solve it, right? But this comes partly with experience, partly with AI training. And I congratulate Professor Guo at Hong Kong UST for developing one of the best LLM focus on law. We'll be out of job soon, but hey, we'll be doing more playful things and more high-end things. So more relaxed. So that's all good. In terms of training, use AI to predict the results. If AI tells you, kind of like a Google search result, your chance of winning is 9, let's say 0 or 1.1%, would you still spend money? Although you might be emotional about it, you probably wouldn't spend that money, waste everyone's time to go through the whole process. So if you are in sports associations, you're in the sports industry, I encourage you to support the government initiative, so that what we do is we would make it probably optional, but highly suggestive, encourage that all sports associations would agree that if there's a dispute, first you have a proper dispute resolution committee, you have a disputes committee, a discipline committee, appeal committee, and if necessary, you go to mediation and arbitration. And one of the bodies, organization I stand for is ALCO, Asian African Legal Consultative Organization. We have 48 countries who got together to agree Hong Kong is the place to do this. So we don't only capture the opportunities from Hong Kong, around the region, and hopefully the world. But we need your support to do this in the sports industry, athletes, investors, why not? We need your help. So we use state-of-the-art bank-grade security. And anyway, I would stay around and love to meet a lot of you students. You are the future. So please lend us your hand, lend us your support. And we're here to invest and support in your future as well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick, for sharing with us how we can use AI to solve various sports-related disputes. Our third keynote speaker is a representative from Hong Kong Sports Institute. 我哋第三位嘅主題演講嘉賓係香港體育學院精英訓練科技總監蘇志雄博士。蘇博士喺體育科學同埋技術方面嘅專業知識，一直以嚟都係為提升香港精英運動員嘅表現有咁大貢獻。今日佢將會分享嘅主題係 Harnessing SciTech for Sports, Trends and Innovations Shaping Tomorrow's Athletes. Dr. Raymond So, please. Thank you.
It is my honor to be here to share with some of the work that we've been doing in Hong Kong and especially in Hong Kong Sports Institute. So I'm very glad to have this topic because I have been in sports science for decades. And then about 15 years ago, there are not many people in Hong Kong or scientists or engineers. They were working in the sport tech, although there were many of the very talented engineers, scientists, but not many of them really spent time on sport tech because at that time sport tech is not something fundable. Not many of the funding association or funding source in Hong Kong are available. Fortunately, after the Tokyo Olympic, because of our efforts, we are doing very great. The Hong Kong government and the Hong Kong Jockey Club set up a sports science research fund and then administered by Hong Kong Sports Institute to fund the work on the applying or doing some technology work to enhance the sport performance or training environment. So since then, suddenly there is a very strong explosion of the sport tech interest in the engineer and also in the industry. So from the Tokyo Olympic to now, we have, as Hong Kong Sports Institute, have established a joint platform or research platform on sport tech with the Hong Kong University of Science and Technology and Hong Kong Polytechnic University. And there are many universities are willing to work with Hong Kong Sports Institute on doing that. So there are lots of things talking about sport technology recently. But that is Hong Kong, okay? But in the internationally, how's that? This is London Olympic, okay? I was there. And then that was the first time that Hong Kong athletes got a bronze medal in the current event. And at that moment, this is London, so that the Great Britain team won most of the gold medal or most of the medal in the track cycling event. I don't know where you can see it. The Great Britain team got 7 gold, but there were only 9 gold in this track event, track cycling event. So this is the bike the UK team, the Great GB team were using. This was the bike Denmark team was using. This is the bike Hong Kong team was using. Do you see the difference between them? Hong Kong team, Denmark team, UK team. Do you see the difference? The most significant difference is the brand. No brand in this bike. Cervelo, BT. These are the big brands in cycling, but why UK team or the GB team didn't have the brand? It's just because nobody how it comes from. Okay, nobody what is the technology involved in this particular bike. So there was a mystery at that time. We wondering what is the significance of this bike contributes to such many of the medals they achieve in the event. So after that, okay, this is the bike the UK team is using. This is the name of this particular cyclist. And this is the UK Sport Innovation. So they have a secret laboratory or industry to build the bike. Okay, but till the Tokyo Olympic, these were the spikes being used by different countries. Okay, the GB team also did a lot on the funding on how to prepare the bike better for getting more advantage in the competition. Okay, for the GB team, the most significant difference is from Lotus, the company, and they make the stance of the fork wider. Most of the time in the past, the stance of the fork, that is the 扶手嗰個位置, is very close to the front wheel in order to minimize the wind resistance. But the designer of this bike, together with the Team Italy, Pinero, they widen the stance so that to have a stance aligned with the stance of your legs, so that there will be, according to them, there will be a 3% decrease in the wind resistance. So how are the others? For example, the Team USA team has the main chain on the left side instead of the right side. All the other bikes have the main chain set on the right side, but US team at the left side. Because track event is counterclockwise, they believe that such kind of things that they will have more momentum on the bike. And also, the Pinero one, the design, most of the bike is symmetric on left side and right side, but that bike was asymmetric. Left side and right side is different. So you can see that a lot of the governments or a lot of the people are doing significantly contributing a lot of the things in order to get the medal in the Olympic. Hong Kong, okay? So this is talking about bike. This is talking about the suit of the athlete. So this is done by the Hong Kong Research Institute of Textile and Apparel, Hong Kong region. So that they have been helping our rowers talking about more than 12 years to prepare their company suit for the Olympics and also the Asian Games. The difference between the suit from London Olympic to Rio Olympic, there were the weight difference, okay, 2 grams difference. Okay, they spend a lot of the time in order to reduce the weight by 2 grams. So that you can see in the middle that when they are designing such suit, it's not just by night, the weight, they are considering a lot of the factors. For example, the hip balance, muscle support, joint extension, free motion, propulsion, injury prevention, all the things. All these are supposedly can contribute to the performance. Okay, get back to Professor Paul has mentioned about the motion analysis. Motion analysis is one of the areas we've been using a lot in the sport. In the past, in Hong Kong Sporting Field, we used a very traditional one, have the refractive marker on the body, and then have the infrared camera to capture the motion in order to understand the motion. Okay, the things that you've been advised by Professor Paul. Now we use the markers. Okay, just use the video one. So this is something that exports, okay, your family console for the video game, so that easily can capture your motion by your movement easy. So that we've been a lot of in the market nowadays have been used such video way to track the body movement of the athlete. But most of the time, by utilizing such of the motion, the markers tracker are not that accurate at that moment. So this is the examples that our virtual athletes were using the marker to understand their body movements, and then below the wheelchair that is a force platform to understand the force distribution also. But now we've been more advanced, okay? Thanks to the Sports Development Fund, this is by the Hong Kong Education University. They are not just checking on their movement, they are tracking detailing on the arm movement, shoulder movement, and the eye movement. So that we will understand when they do a very good shot, how the body moves and what they see, what they are looking at. So all these are contributing to the success of the ball throwing. And then finally, that is more by utilizing the video together with some kind of the IMU and AI to help the professional. This is the system being utilizing in gymnastics for the umpire, okay, to judges, to rank or to grade the performance. This is for their reference. This is not the final say. The final say is still on the judges. But we are utilizing this system by some modification and hopefully can use in our athletes. So that is to produce a more accurate one. One thing I would like to address to all of you. There are lots of the AI such things are available in the market to address all these movements. But the difference between a good one or a better one or the best one is not whether they can generate the motion, it's whether they are accurate enough. Okay? For athletes, especially our elite athletes, we are talking about very accurate measurements. We cannot compromise on a marginal error, so that is the critical thing that we are doing on this. Okay, so on performance-wise and also on injury-wise. Okay, a lot of the things inside your body can be measured by imaging. Okay, there are a lot of the imaging method, ultrasound, elastography, photoacoustic imaging, and vascular hemodynamics. So, and also the thermography. So when your body under a training, your body will under a load. And then whether your body can sustain that load, or whether this is good, or whether it's overtrained. And then we believe that there are some kind of the things happening in structural, inside your body, inside your muscles. So we are hoping by utilizing all these methods to understand what is the signal or the red flag that you are going to be injured if you are maintaining such kind of training. Okay, on the training load monitoring, these are the old method. Okay, this is the MBO tool measuring your oxygen uptake. This method has been utilizing for more than 50 years ago. And then blood measurement, and then I did a lot of such measurement in Hong Kong and around the world in order to get the blood to understand the performance and the heart rate. Okay, I believe many of you have been using the heart rate monitor to understand that. But with all the small gadgets, small units, that we can have a good measurement of the loading without a very big equipment on your body. This is done by ourselves. It's just IMU on the body, and then with the a smartphone and a smartwatch. Okay, again, then we can register all this loading and the heart rate. This is done by us, but commercially there are lots of them available. All these are available, even your smartwatch, Apple Watch, and O-ring from the Hong Kong Science Park, and some other point fit also from the Science Park. So all these things added together, and then you can have a very good understanding about how your body responds to a particular training load. But they are separate. Okay, if you have all this on your body, and then you need to have a many smartwatch or the smartphone in order to understand, to capture all this. But now we have okay, this is a graph from a book printed in 2002. So that at that time, the people are aware that one day that we will wear all these sensors on your body. Okay, so this is the project we are doing to incorporate all these measurements from all these commercial available gadgets or measuring units to display on one console. And then hoping that we can have a clear understanding about your performance. And more important, this can be used outdoors, so that outdoor, not just on the training intensity, we are also worrying about the heat stress, any of the signs of use the smartphone for doing that. So we are hoping to use this system in our other sensor to have a good view of our athlete's response or performance. Okay, this is the spot. Okay, this is the capture of Miss Li San. She is the one that got Hong Kong the first gold medal in the Olympics. Windsurfing is a very important sport to us. So that we spend a lot of the resources to measure this spot. This is our in-house measurement. To have the video capturing about how they use the mass, how to maneuver the cell, and the orientation, the speed, the movement, and the heart rate. But now, that is the one that in-house. Now we are working with Professor. So that this is more calibrated, not just on water. They also did the wind tunnel test to understand how was the cell movement in order to generate the greatest force. So this is make Hong Kong team a step ahead the others, because we understand how the cell movement, because the system or the equipment they are using are new. This is just been started by for utilizing for 2 or 3 years. So that is a very new system. Not many people understand how to use it. But with the help of this project, and then we can have understanding of the cell movement together with the boss week. So all these contribute to our better preparation of our athlete. So this is about recovery. Not just on the measuring, and then we are talking also by recovery. The manufacturing gun that is being utilized by many people, very easy to use, and compression, heat, hot, garment, and also infrared. Infrared is quite good. If you have time, you can try it. And there are also others, hyperoxygen, super cold. Talking about under minus 200 degrees Celsius. And also the pulse electromagnetic field, PEMF, is also a new candidate on doing all this rehabilitation and also all these things. So you can see a lot of the things that's been happening in the sport field that can contribute to better prepare our athlete. So we not to say about the database. In the past, we just have a database to collect the information, and then we have a server to collect all these different databases to produce a more complicated report. But now we will use the AI or machine learning, and in Hong Kong we develop our own. So this is a system that not just this is not for utilizing free weights, but with motors that we can mimic all the free movements. And not just on giving them the loading. During the training, we measure the EMG, we measure the motion to generate what Professor Paul said, the digital twin. So that the athletes, when they, up to a time, when they are receiving a program, they need not to do that. The digital twin will help them to do that, whether they can tolerate such kind of training. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just give you a very brief introduction about the sport technology, and many of these are happening in Hong Kong. So that I believe that with all your efforts, if you have any idea, if you have any plan or any thought that can contribute to the better prepare our athletes on the technology aspect, you are welcome to contact HKSI or me, so that we can make this happening in our training academy. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Raymond So。多謝蘇博士同我哋嘅分享，精簡咁分析咗體育科技嘅發展趨勢同埋創新應用嘅。Shall we give a big round of applause to all our 3 keynote speakers, Dr. Raymond So, Mr. Nick Chan, and also Professor Guo. Thank you again for your attention. 以下落嚟嘅環節係一個 NIH Make It Happen 嘅論壇，了解運動科研所帶嚟嘅無限力量。NIH 創科運動分享會第一個對話咧係以啟發創新與 sport 嘅無限機遇為主題。聚焦咗科技如何咁可以協助殘疾運動員克服挑戰，提升佢哋嘅表現，藉此激勵年輕科學家同埋運動員有科研同埋體育領域中。Get the video first.